What's up? I'm Ayla.
Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast.
It's a regular day of the week.
It's a regular
It's not
day.
a Sunday.
That's it. There's nothing else to say.
It's not a regular day of the week here on the podcast. It's a very special day of the week.
Anytime we have interviews thrown in and we go even a week without doing a regular episode, I'm like, how do we do this again?
How words work? No?
How do we exist?
This is a very special episode because we did poll people. We did in fact ask if people actually wanted this or not.
Yes.
And the people said yes. So
even when they don't want things, we still.
Yeah. And this is going to be real fun and real chaotic and real on brand.
Because if you listen to Let's Talk BL, we've been screaming, is an understatement, about these boys and these shows for the past
we love a
year.
Competition show. So That's what this is about. Today we are talking about Thai idol competition shows. We're going to talk about all of them. We are not, despite popular demand, doing just a Superboy episode or just a Cuteboy Thailand episode. No.
That feels ridiculous, but on brand.
We're going to be talking about all of them because I feel like not only is it essential viewing, but also it's a really good primer for a show that is about to come out that we all witnessed at the GMMTV 2023 lineup announcement, which is Project Alpha, which is the GMMTV's first version of an idol search survival show. So we need to know our history before we go into it with these little boys.
Yes.
And we're doing that by talking about all of the prominent ones. And this is not all of them because in the research, I found a few more that were out there that I just had never heard of.
Okay.
So we're not talking about those. We're talking about the ones that boys we would know are on.
Yeah, because when we research actors that we're interviewing on the show, it's always fun to see where they got started, how they got discovered, what they've done in the past. And competition shows in Thailand seem to be a dime a dozen.
Not so much with the idol of it all, though.
Right. I feel like
lots of dating shows. Everyone's been on some kind of dating show, which if y'all want a Thai dating show episode, let us know. I have an idea for a guest that could come on because we have one friend that we go to just on a regular basis and we're like, can you please explain to me what is happening on this dating show? And he is very sweet and he tells us exactly what's happening every time. So we'd have to invite him to be on the show because I still half the time don't understand what he's telling me about these things. But that's a whole other episode. Yeah. If you want that, let us know.
Because there are some BL boys that have gone on these dating shows, and it's
fascinating to watch. But today we're talking about idol competition shows.
So we're gonna start with. We started with Project Alpha because that's the newest one that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. So let's start with that. Let's talk about that a little bit. So if you watched the GMMTV 2023 lineup announcement, I set my alarm for 3:30 in the morning. They didn't start it until 4 a.m., which was highly frustrating for me. Yeah. And I kept getting annoyed, but then they would play banger after banger. So I was like, this is fine.
Because I woke up at 7 a.m. to go to work and
it was still going on.
And I saw you and Renee texting and I was like, what? How? That
it was still going on. That's how long it took. Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. But if you watched that just yesterday, you saw Project Alpha perform, which was so fun and cute. I literally was like, oh my God, they're starting strong because I stumbled across the Project Alpha Instagram a while ago because Mix, the choreographer, has been doing some choreography for this.
So they've already picked the group.
No. It's a competition show. They've picked the boys that are competing. So we met all 27 boys.
Oh, fun. Yes. Cute.
So,
oh, cool.
Okay. So currently there are 27 boys that are competing. It was supposed to be 28, but one boy they announced has had to drop out due to health concerns. So what they've done is they broke them in.
Because these competition shows are serious business.
Oh my God.
Every single one we've watched, a boy has gone to the hospital.
Yeah.
Multiple boys.
So they've broken these 27 boys down into 5 groups that performed. So they performed as 5 groups on this GMMTV 2023. They were really good. As soon as I saw it flash on the screen, I was like, oh my God, yes, Project Alpha. I'm really excited about this. So I don't remember every single cover they did, but they did do the Afghan Too Cute, which was a really cool remix, actually.
Fun.
They did a very, very cool remix.
Are any of them known?
No.
They're all brand new.
They're all babies, like babies. Yeah, they're all little babies.
Cute.
And then another one of the groups did Bonz's Shark song.
Yeah.
Chompu, chomp. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another one did Sizzy Nanon.
I mean,
yeah, but also a very cool
classic.
remix of it. And then they all of them, like all 27 of them, did like a little small performance together, which is really cool. And these boys do some ambitious choreo. Holy cow. Like they're doing like cheerleader, like they're lifting each other up like fully into the air. Like it was wild. I was like, yes, Project Alpha, get it.
I love it.
I'm really excited though, because so this show is going to debut on December 4th. Yes, December 4th of this year, so very soon.
Yeah.
It sounds like Mix is going to be a judge on the show. I think, because that's how I found the IG in the first place.
Okay.
So I think Mix,
cool.
Crew Mix, who one day you'll get to see our dance vlog with him. No, I'm just kidding. It's coming really soon.
He's magic.
He's so wonderful. Cool. He's choreographed for all your favorites. So he choreographed most of Love Out Loud for GMMTV, that concert that we went to in Bangkok.
He choreographed the
SP5.
SP5.
He choreographed for another show we're gonna get into called Superboy.
Yes.
Mix is iconic. He also himself performs, like he was in a K-pop cover group.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about this. We don't know a ton about it besides that it is starting so soon on December 4th. There's 27 boys and it looks like it's going to be insane.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So really excited about that. So that's where we're starting, because we just we saw them perform for the first time yesterday.
Yes.
And they were all so cute and good.
I can't wait.
And they're debuting, like the show is debuting next week.
It's fun. I remember when Laz Icon was happening, but like I wasn't really paying attention. So it'll be fun to have a real life currently airing competition show.
Yeah. So let's talk about Laz Icon then. Laz Icon is a fun one. I did not realize that Laz One was a competition group. Like I remember when they came out and I didn't know. I had no idea.
I remember seeing Laz Icon on the Twitter timeline.
See, I don't remember any of that. But so that Laz Icon is the most recent one besides Project Alpha.
Okay,
it started October 2021.
You know what I just realized when we started talking about this? There was a singing competition show, because I was thinking about like, are any of the boys in Alpha like known? And there I think it just ended, a competition show that Op from Secret Crush on You competed in, and they brought in all the whole panel was Korean, and all of the training was Korean, but it was in Thailand.
Interesting. Fascinating.
I'm trying to like find the name of that show, because like it is on YouTube, like you can watch it, it's subtitled.
That's awesome.
Continue.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But yes, this will just be me as Beth Ann is doing active live research. It will just be me talking at you. Not much of a podcast. Sorry, guys.
Go for it.
Laz Icon is the most recent one besides Project Alpha. So it started in October 2021. It ran through January 2022. So essentially it like, happened this year.
Yeah.
There were 5 winners. One of them is now inactive. Y'all know the winners. We all know the winners. I would say the 2 most well-known that I see people talk about the most are Off-Road and Pentor.
Yeah. The guy who went into the military starts with an O.
He wasn't one of the winners. So the winners were Diamond, Jiller, Off-Road, Pentor, and Dow, who maybe he's now inactive. Maybe he's the one.
Dow is the one. Maybe his Thai name is how they like hashtag him. I don't know. But one of them, like really suddenly went into the military.
Yeah. Because I remember Tad Atlas talking about it.
Yes.
Atlas sadly was not a competition show. Otherwise, this would be a very nice excuse for me to talk about Atlas. But today is not that day. So it's fine. Other fun things about Laz Icon. There were 35 contestants, which holy cow is a lot of contestants.
Wow.
Fong and JJ competed for Star Hunter. So
Right,
Last
'cause you were
Icon
saying
was a
that
lot like Produce 101.
they sent artists from a bunch of different companies.
Yes. And so Star Hunter was one of those companies. They sent, I want to say like 5 or 6 boys, and they sent both Fong and JJ. They also sent, I feel like people might know Gundam. Like I know Gundam. I know who he is. I don't know why exactly I know who he is, but I do know who he is. Probably in this like crazy God whirlwind situation, which we'll get to Superboy, is probably how I know who Gundam is. I don't know, but they also sent him. But Fong and JJ, who are currently in Big Dragon,
killing it in Big
Dragon, they competed on Last Icon.
Yeah.
And then so did GMMTV also is one of the companies that sent boys, and they sent On, which
he was in My Gear Your Gown with Fiat. He's young.
I'm trying to figure out
still like 19 or
yeah,
something.
I was trying to figure out how to like physically describe him, but
he's really tall. He's very cute.
He's very cute. Anyways, he also went to Last Icon. He competed, did not make it into the group.
I'm trying to remember if he's been in another show. I feel like he did My Gear in Your Gown and then maybe went into the
Last Icon.
Yeah.
So super cool. So many boys. And Last One has become pretty successful.
Yeah.
I knew, so I had heard the song Last Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had no idea it was Last One, but that song got plays. Like that song was so popular. And their new song, that Love is in, Love from GMMTV is in the music video, is really good.
It is good.
And I have so like, you guys should go watch the music video and like turn on the subtitles because they have them in English, the captions.
They're so cute.
The lyrics are so cute, and like I would love to interview them because I have so many like song related questions. It would be like really cute, funny questions. Last One, if you're listening. I wonder who they're signed under. Maybe 131?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I didn't look that up.
Let's see if it's on there. Oh, 7 Stars was the name of the program. It was to find 4 Thai members for an upcoming Thai Korean boy group.
Aw, Run.
I know.
So Run was not on a competition show, but Run was in a Thai Korean K-pop, T-pop group.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't a competition show.
That's so interesting.
Yes. So you can still watch Last Icon on YouTube. It's unclear as to where you're going to be able to watch Project Alpha for GMMTV. Probably YouTube.
Yeah.
I assume they're going to put it on YouTube. They haven't really made that announcement yet, but I'm going to assume YouTube.
Interesting. They don't. It's One Music. So yeah, 131.
131. Yeah, I had a feeling because Last One.
Is that who?
Last,
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
That makes sense.
Okay, so those are our current ones. Now we're going to, in the timeline, do a thing that I hate that shows do. We're going to go all the hell the way back to one of the original competition shows that is truly, it's brain rot. It's full propaganda. It's absolutely insane and ridiculous. And every boy that you love has been on it to be number 1 idol.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's as ridiculous as you think.
I get so excited anytime that I see that a boy we're interviewing has been on this show.
There's endless amounts of content on YouTube, which I appreciate.
None of it is subbed.
Because it's only available on YouTube. I was looking up to see where this could possibly be aired on TV, unless it's just like on like Thai PBS kind of thing. Like public access.
Yes.
Because it is a drug prevention program.
Yes. So it's full propaganda, which I'm obsessed with. Also, every year they make them do these like weird competitions where like, so for example, Sia, Sweet Sia, and First P Uncle of like Toru First, Copy Bangkok, Peace Tupe, right? They were both on To Be Number 1 Idol together.
I know.
And
their little photos are so cute.
The first time I ever watched To Be Number 1 Idol was because we were interviewing Sia. And I was like doing research on Sia, right? All this stuff. And that was the first time I watched it. And I'm watching this show and I'm like, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my whole life. They literally have just like, and it's boys and girls that compete.
Right.
So this is like a co-ed one. And they have them all. I remember
anybody can hawk drug prevention.
I vividly remember that the very first time I saw this, the first episode I saw, first of all, it was like Sia was like somehow like hosting her. I don't remember precisely what he was doing, but he was like on a train platform. Like the train, like in Ayutthaya, like an outdoor train platform.
Yeah, that feels right.
And well, because Sia's from the north, so I'm gonna assume they were like maybe in his like hometown or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he has these little braces on, and it was just like the cutest thing I ever saw in my whole life. And so then I start clicking through, and I remember this episode where they're like, they all have to like learn to do their own makeup. And like
so cute.
First and Sia are next to each other, and that's what I found out First was in it. I didn't even know First was. I was like, oh my god, we know him.
Yeah.
And they're like so sweet, like trying to help each other, and they're just like trying to do that. It like is the cutest, most bizarre thing you've ever seen, because like it honestly, it looks like if you watch it, it honestly looks like a reprogramming station that you would find in like a communist country. Like
that makes sense.
It looks insane.
If you think back to the DARE program,
right?
But like make it a competition show.
I mean, it looks insane, and it's so funny. And we actually asked First and Sia about it when we had Peace Touffet on the show, like as a company.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, like, do you guys still know how to do your makeup? And Sia was like, actually, yeah. He was like, it was a good life skill to learn.
Valuable skills.
I love it so much. But yeah, this show is truly bizarre, and I fully recommend watching it.
There's so many boys.
There's so many boys. They're always in high school when they do this, and they always have this little like headshot taken of themselves. Yes. And it's like always the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
They're so
and they
cute.
Also always get these like profiles written up about them. Yes. And they're hilarious. So my favorite one, the favorite profile, because I have seen all the profiles for the boys that have been in this that we would know, right? The BL boys. My favorite one remains Bank Tora.
I mean,
his profile is absolutely insane.
And his picture,
he was wearing braces.
So cute.
And he's in his little high school uniform, because he doesn't just have a headshot. He has like posed pictures too. Oh my god, it's my favorite thing on the internet, I think.
So cute. For the website, they have like of course an official website. For the most recent generation, they have photoshopped people's faces onto the body of somebody else who couldn't be, the ones who couldn't be, I guess, at the like pose, because they're all wearing the same t-shirt, the posed photo, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying.
It's insane. Honestly, to be #1 idol is truly insane.
I love it.
I highly recommend looking it up and looking at all the profiles. So we, of course, Sia and First have been on it. So has Santa. And if you go back and you watch our interview with Santa and Earth, I did ask Santa about it, because I love this freaking show, and I love every time.
Isn't he the only one that's won it?
Yes. He wasn't just like because most of these boys were like regional winners or like one of whatever, like a finalist.
Right.
Santa straight up won the whole thing.
I mean,
I would not do drugs for Santa.
He prevented
I would give up drugs.
I'll get high on Santa.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Please don't quote me on that.
Okay, also speaking of, we talked about this boy a little earlier, sweet JJ. Okay, listen, I want you to remember the name JJ and think about how many times I'm about to say it in relation to these competition shows, because he also competed for another competition show we're going to talk about. This sweet boy, he was like, I will be an idol.
Yes.
He was like, I will be an idol, and no one can freaking stop me. So sweet JJ from Big Dragon.
Yes.
Also, Bank Tora, who we've talked about, hilarious, from Element.
So cute.
A fun one, a very fun one that I just learned about today. Kauna. I also would stay off drugs for Kauna. Actually,
who was also on another show that, how did we forget to remember?
Oh no! Oh my god! Yes, Mark Poon was on that show too,
and Erwin, wasn't he?
Yes, Erwin from Atlas.
Oh
my god!
And Kauna
was in the Kauna was in the group. It was like a co-ed group.
And the name of the group is so bad.
Oh, it's so bad. How did we forget about this? Oh, and Erwin was so bad too. If you watch the audition, which is wild because Erwin is so freaking talented.
The name of the group, it is sexual. It's Climax.
Right.
With a K and 2 X's.
And it was a co-ed group, right? I want to say it was a co-ed group.
Yes.
Oh my god, this show is iconic. Mark Poom also competed on this show.
It's called I think the name of the show that they were on is The Next Boy Girl Band.
Yes.
Thailand.
And you can watch it. It's on YouTube.
Amazing.
It,
There's endless
yes.
amounts.
I can't
It was
believe we
in
forgot about this.
2018.
I can't believe we forgot about this show. Honestly, yes. Irwin's is one of my favorite auditions.
That is not a very original title. The Next Boy Girl Band Thailand.
Maybe it sounds better in
It's
Thai.
like Cuteboy Thailand.
Maybe it sounds better in Thai.
Maybe?
I don't know.
No, probably.
Oh, I can't believe we forgot about that show.
Amazing.
You guys have to watch that show. We'll put a link for all of these in the description where you can like go watch them on YouTube.
I wonder if it's listed in his like TV shows. It is. Let's see if there are any other boys
Oh my
that were a part
gosh.
of it.
So yeah, we know that Kauna and Mark Poom and Irwin.
Oh, they just have the judges listed, I think.
Lame.
Oh no, the members. I don't know any of these people. Oh, Cooper.
Oh, of Cooper and Boy?
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh, and Peter of Peter and Boss from
Oh,
What's
from
That
What's
Man?
That Man?
Cute. That's it.
Fun.
I don't
Okay.
know any of these girls.
Yes, that show also is amazing. I highly recommend watching. If you only watch the auditions, it's super worth it.
Yes.
Another boy that was on To Be Number One Idol, Art. We'll leave it at that.
Amazing. Also another boy who really tried.
His name will come up more than once too. But I feel like truly JJ takes the cake because JJ, the time has come for the two big ones. JJ also competed in the show we're about to talk about. He actually did not make it onto the show,
Right.
but this show was an icon because the content it gave us.
Am I gonna be copyrighted if I sing this theme song?
I'll submit to Star Hunter to like.
I am your Superboy.
Oh my god,
mean,
it's so good. Also, it was an SB5 song first. So okay, the show.
Let's talk about our history with this because we interviewed
Element,
and a lot of them were on Superboy.
Every single one except Buzz.
And so we were like, yeah, we knew about Superboy. I mean, like if you know about Star Hunter, you know about Superboy.
But at the time, I don't think really realized it was a competition show. We had watched the two music videos. So they got broken into Team A and Team B at some point.
Did.
And we watched the two music videos and we were like, oh, okay, so they were in groups, like whatever, we get it. We didn't really like know too much about it.
Didn't look in too hard into it because like
the music videos. Listen, I will say, I'll be your choice.
Always,
I listen to that shit unironically now. I'm not even sorry.
There's so much to this show that you are missing out if you don't watch it.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's fully subbed. It's fully subbed. They give you everything you could want. Okay, we need to calm down and we need to go through this more logically. So we're talking about Superboy Project because the group was named Superboy, but the show was called Superboy Project.
Presented by GSP.
And it was at the time put on by Hunter Records, which through the course of the show became Star Hunter Entertainment. So this was when Star Hunter went from being just a music company to like an all-around entertainment company. And this show led to their very first BL, which it may shock you to learn was not Gen Y.
I know.
Yeah.
It was, go listen to our moment.
It was the moment.
The moment I need you, the moment since.
Yeah.
Go listen to the
which featured all of the Superboys.
All of them. This show is absolutely the best thing you'll ever watch.
So it began airing in July of 2019. They aired the auditions.
So much content.
So they aired the auditions, which was pretty amazing because it truly feels like a real competition show. They also did tout themselves as like Thailand's first boy group competition show.
I guess
because the purpose of it was to put together a boy group, which like
all of them had done co-ed ones up until this point.
I guess so.
Interesting.
It aired on MCOT, but it was also on YouTube. It's still on YouTube. It's fully subbed on YouTube.
It's beautiful.
Here's what's amazing about Superboy. Not only did there's so many things that are amazing about Superboy.
It gave us Bankbo.
It gave us God.
It gave us Bankbo.
But one of the greatest things about Superboy, oh my god, all of it, but is that they aired I keep trying to decide what the best thing is. No, okay, the one I'm trying to talk about right now. They aired all of the auditions and then they aired all of the workshops that then led to them choosing the 12 boys that actually made it onto TV.
So good.
And this is what we as BL fans always talk about. Like, we wish we could just look at the workshops happening. And so they did a singing workshop, a dance workshop, and an acting workshop.
Flawless.
And these are like live feeds that they ran, and you can just go watch them. And this is how I discovered JJ actually had auditioned. He didn't end up being one of the 12 boys, but I'm watching it, of course, keeping an eagle eye out for Gad. It took me a hot minute to find Gad too. I pretty much immediately saw Bang Pinung and Bang Pisang, so Bang Tora and Bang Tanati.
Yeah.
But it took me like a hot minute to find Gad.
Understandable.
And then I did find him. It was fine. I even spotted Bonus before I spotted Gad.
Yeah, there were a lot of boys.
There were so many. The room was full. But then I did see sweet JJ and his sweet face, and I was like, oh, JJ. So listen. Shout out, mad respect, JJ. He's like, I'm gonna be in Star Hunter, and I will get to Star Hunter, and I will be Star Hunter.
Be an idol.
And we're in 2022, and he's in Star Hunter.
Why do you think he didn't? Why didn't he get to be an Element? Why Buzz?
I have so many questions for Buzz because, okay, also
Buzz is not on the competition show.
No, but also he was in Axis. Maybe that's why he was in Axis at the time. But my question for not exist. Exist didn't exist.
Axis did.
Axis existed.
Existed.
Yeah.
No longer.
No, my question for Buzz truly is like how he ended up in Element, because I have I enjoy Gad.
He must be related to somebody, because just like Dune, which is pronounced Dune.
Dune, not done.
He 100% has to be related to somebody.
I don't think so. I think he's just really good because, okay.
I mean, he is really good.
He is really good. He's so
cute.
Talented, and he's so cute, and he's so nice.
He's
Anyways, this is not a Buzz appreciation podcast. But my question for Buzz, I want to know at what point he joined Star Hunter, because
did he know about Superboy?
I was watching all of the Star Hunter content. You can see very clear timelines as to when people joined and left Star Hunter based on all of the content that they've been that they release. So like I can pretty much pinpoint when, for example, Moss signed with Star Hunter, because like I can show you where he started showing up in these videos.
Right.
There is not one single like piece of content that Buzz showed up in until he just debuted with Element.
Interesting.
Which is fascinating to me.
He was the secret weapon.
But I'm so curious, like, how did that happen? Because we asked him like what it was like to join Star Hunter, but we didn't actually ask him like how.
We were so tired and so dazed when we
so flustered.
Element.
And Bonus kept looking at us. Anyways.
So this show compiled so many boys, and then
12 of them ended up on TV.
The actual show is iconic because there is a panel. There's so many panels of judges.
There are two that stay the same every week, which is KO, who is the CEO of Star Hunter.
My true idol.
He is my number one role model in life. He's my hero. He's an icon. The man, the myth, the legend. The person that I strive to be.
Yes.
In all aspects of my life.
Perfect.
KO. And KO, I love you.
Who is the other guy? Like, what is his role?
Oh, okay. So Peapod. I don't actually know what he does or who he is, but he is crazy. This man, I'm pretty sure, is like ill.
I mean, these people do not hold their tongue. They will tell you exactly what they think and feel about your performance. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, some of this was rough. All of it was rough.
I was like shocked at some of the things they said to these boys, but truly, like, honestly, these boys kind of sucked at first. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is what it is.
Like, imagine Simon Cowell, but like less.
Literally at one point, KO says to a boy, his name is Graphic, which, by the way, for the person that keeps asking us where's Graphic, I have an answer for you. I looked this up. We'll get to that in a minute. So KO says to Graphic, he says, "You're not even nothing." You're less than nothing.
You're less than nothing.
And like he literally is just like truly just like going in on this poor sweet boy who is so cute, by the way. Graphic is adorable.
He's like 12.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
And KO is like,
Nothing.
you're less than nothing. You're not even nothing. And then like a few weeks later, Graphic gets better. And instead of KO being like, congratulations, you did better, KO is like, you're nothing now. And I'm like, you are my
it's so good.
icon, KO.
I mean, here's the thing. When people started getting eliminated, they had to wear a cloak of invisibility.
Holy cow, the cloak of invisibility.
So it
Oh
makes
my
so
God.
much sense why he would say that.
Okay,
because
let's talk about the setup of the show. Let's talk about the setup
Cloak
of the
of
show so that the
invisibility.
cloak of invisibility makes sense.
it will never make sense. What are you talking about?
So there were 12 boys that
You're
made it on
trying to
TV.
justify a cloak of invisibility.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying like why it makes sense in the complete psychotic craziness of the show. Okay, so the 12 boys that made it onto TV were Bang Binung.
So they were B whatever.
They were B and they had a number.
Because you had to vote for
1
them.
through 12. You had to vote for them. You had to
pay.
pay for your votes, which will lead me later on in this episode to the most heartbreaking thing that's ever happened to anyone ever. I still cry about it sometimes.
Did you get a discount if you were
a GSB
customer?
Yes, if you were a GSB customer, you could use like GSB points that you got to vote. Yes.
Where do you think all that money went? To
I
KO?
mean, yeah, I'm sure there was some sort of like profit sharing situation set up. Yeah.
Fascinating.
So, yes, and the voting that costs money, we're going to talk about that later because sometimes I like sit in my room alone at night in the dark and cry about it still.
Oh my God.
But you had 12 boys that made it on TV. Bang Binung, Bang 1. Bang Bisong, Bang 2. So this, of course, was Bang Tanatip and Bang Tora. Bang Tanatip was Bang Binung. Bang Tora was Bang Bisong.
Yes.
And then you had Benz Bisam.
No clue who he is.
Then you had Nong Bonus BC.
My favorite number is number 4, so it makes so much sense that bonus would be B4.
And then you had Pote Biha.
5.
Yes. And then
Let me translate your tie.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then you had Nong Jet Bihok,
6.
which is 6. So Jet, we all know Jet of
From
Jet Jame.
Yes.
And then you had Nong Junior B Jet.
Number 7.
Yes. And then you had Nong God Bibet.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh
Which,
God. That
oh
feels right.
God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh, this makes so much sense.
And okay, fun fact. I never understood why Godland, if you too are a fan of God now, thanks to me.
You got to start CAD World.
Yeah.
Ayla's gonna start God's international fan club and call it God World.
Because his
you should
official...
Romanize it God, G-O-D.
No, then I'll get the wrong kind of audience. They'll be so confused. They'll be like,
I mean,
why does he have blue hair?
If you're a God fan, you're already confused.
Hey.
Yes.
Rude. So, if you are a God fan, like I am a God fan, you'll know that Godland, his official fan club, their username on everything is God8Land. And I always wondered why. And then I watched Superboy, and now I know it's because he's non God Bibet.
There's also a Clover affiliated with him. So if you are also a God fan,
yeah, do you know where the Clover came from? God.
It was in Superboy because
God, if you're listening, yes,
those
people
like
had it on
digital
the
boards, and
his little Clover was there.
Godland
already.
was there. I'm assuming it's Godland because like,
well, there were like a bunch of people that had little like God is so popular. Like
I feel like
I don't want to say that's weird, but it's like a little weird.
If you start a fan site or a fan club, I feel like you're an OG.
Maybe.
Because we tried to start a Young J fan account.
Site. Yeah, fan account. Yeah.
And we didn't go anywhere.
And
there were 3 of us.
We were terrible.
There were 3 of us to manage that, and we didn't do anything.
So then you had Nong Fergie Bikao.
9.
And then you had Nong Tong Bisip.
10.
Nong Graphic Bisipet.
11.
And Nong Pon Bisip Song.
B12. B12.
B12.
He was a vitamin.
Yes. So those are the 12 boys. And what they did is they had these 12 boys perform every week. And every week was different.
They
would do like groups. So the very first week, they did the I am your Superboy.
It's
I'll
a
be
bang.
your everything.
It's a banger.
It's an SB5 song. And that was the theme song of the show. And yes, the very first week, all 12 of them performed it. Or no, SB5 performed it because it was an SB5 song. And then after that, the top 5 of each week would perform the theme song.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a different mix of boys every week, which was like rough for them because it meant they were singing and dancing live. Because like, how can you pre-record a track if you don't know who's going to be on it every week?
I feel like they should have just used Superboy. I mean, SB5.
SB5.
They should have used SB5 vocals and had the Superboy.
Syncing. Yeah, it was
Lip
a little
sync for your
rough.
life.
But so each week they had them like perform it in different group combinations, and sometimes a Superboy or sometimes an SB5 boy, aka a big boy. A big boy. Oh, and all of the SB5 boys were mentors on the show,
which is such a journey because they called them big boys.
Big boys.
Introduced them as big boys,
and they would have to introduce themselves as big boys,
which of course Baz never did.
Baz did like one time and then was like, nah.
Kimmin never did.
No, Kimmin never even did it once.
The other 3
did. Copter would do it.
Copter owned it. Copter
was like, Sody cop, big boy copter cop.
They're so cute.
And T and Tay would also introduce themselves as like big boy T, big
boy Tay. I mean,
but it was just so funny to hear this like this man who was the MC.
They're like, I left 2 minutes. Like, this makes so much sense.
Be like, big boy Baz.
I know, because the MC was awesome.
Yeah, he was hilarious. So the big boys would sometimes
they loved those boys.
They did. They were so sweet. Anytime any of them got Cloak of Invisibility, they would cry. But okay, what was okay?
You still don't know why. Was it Fergie that got cloaked
and then he came back and then he got uncloaked?
Here's the craziest part about the Cloak of Invisibility is that you weren't eliminated from the show completely. You still got to perform.
You still had to perform. You were required to perform. But you were ineligible to win.
We forgot. This show started with the cold room.
You got put in timeout.
You got put in timeout in the cold room.
So Fergie and Tongue and Jet all got the cold room.
The first half of the series. I guess that was like your warning. That was like your timeout until the second half.
It was like elimination
when
time.
when you got the Cloak of Invisibility.
So Fergie and Jet and Tongue, I remember, all got cold roomed because Jet and Tongue pulled out the big guns. So the next week when these boys came out of the cold room and they had to perform,
they're like,
these
Mommy.
These boys did not come to play. They brought their moms on the show. Their moms came from other provinces
and they all cried.
And everyone was crying. Jet's mom sobbing, Tongue's mom sobbing. Tongue is like 16 years old at the time. I mean,
I know, he's a baby.
It was amazing. Like these boys were like, listen, I understand you put me in timeout, but tell that to my mom's face. Thank you. Like, I am obsessed with that. Yes, the cold room. So they got put into the cold, and literally they showed them walking into the cold room, and it was this room that had no windows, and it was probably the size of a closet, and it's painted all black.
It looked like an escape room.
It really
wasn't the feed like black and white?
Yes.
The show is insane in everything you'd ever want in a reality survival boy group.
Truly, our journey with this show is crazy because once we moved past the cold room, they didn't tell us we weren't doing cold rooms anymore.
No.
One day, randomly, we start Cloak of Invisibilitying them, and it's exactly what it fucking sounds like.
They sit on stage with a black cloak around them.
No, okay, when they get cloaked though for the first time. So the way that voting works.
Go back to the timeout room, because the best part about the timeout is that when they got put in timeout, a staff member that was like half the size of these boys would immediately come
usher them off
and like
stage.
take them off stage. I mean, like, this man was so tiny, and he was like, go in his little headset, and he'd be like, get
like, off the stage.
I was like, oh my
God, it was aggressive,
because then the big boys were the ones that would hand out the cloak.
Yes, so the big boys had to cloak the invisible boys.
They were always crying.
Everyone was sobbing, and I swear to God. So the first time, I want to say the first boy to get cloaked
I want to say it was Junior.
No, Junior never, because Junior won.
Or Fergie.
I think it was Fergie.
Because he came back.
Fergie came back. Fergie came back from the dead at some point.
Uncloaked.
And then he got recloaked. So, like, why did we even bother to come back, Fergie? But the way, so randomly, so the way that it always worked is that they had these mentors. So they had a singing coach and a dancing coach and an acting coach.
Right.
And they would pick their top 5 boys. And then the judges, so KO and Peapod, and then whoever the like guest judge that week was.
It was
would
like a
also
variety
pick a
of
top 5.
entertainers.
Right. Would also pick a top 5. And then once we got to the like live voting, the nation, all of Thailand would vote for boys, and then the one with the lowest votes would end up getting eliminated.
But not eliminated. A cloak of invisibility,
which means they could not win the show. So they were, for all intents and purposes, eliminated.
They couldn't talk to their friends.
They couldn't talk to anyone.
They had to sit with their black cloak on stage.
But
until
before that, let's talk about them getting cloaked. We haven't even talked about them getting cloaked yet. That's a whole separate experience. So
good.
They announce that I do want to say it was Fergie, that Fergie has now been given the cloak of invisibility, and we're both like, what's the cloak of invisibility? And they bring it out, and it's exactly what you fucking think it's gonna be. It's a black cloak, long floor length black cloak that then must be tied around Fergie's neck, and it's tied around his neck by his big boy mentor, and everyone's sobbing. And then we learn that he is now required to continue performing, but he's ineligible to win the show.
Right.
And
you have to sit on
he's invisible. Quietly. And this is when you learn that it's a cloak of invisibility, because while he's wearing the cloak, he's invisible. No one's allowed to talk to him. No one's allowed to look at him. No one's allowed to mention him. He's just sitting on the stage.
Medieval torture is this to be
wearing
Thailand's
this black
boy
cloak
band.
And then he's allowed to take the cloak off to perform. And then we can continue to tell him he's shit. Because he also continues to get evaluated. Even after he's been eliminated. He's evaluated. And the heartbreaking parts are when, like, for example, Fergie, who was invisible, they were like, oh, wow, you wouldn't have been invisible if you had performed like this last week. Which is, like, heartbreaking.
I mean, they told one of them that they needed to lose weight.
It was
and then he
God.
Went into the hospital. No, it was
it Graphic?
It was Tora. He went into the hospital, came back.
Didn't tell him he needed to lose weight. They said the upside is that you lost weight. You look great now.
Oh my God.
No, God was the only one that was told to lose
Graphic
weight.
almost basically passed out on
Graphic
stage.
passed out on stage at one point.
He was in the hospital. He came out to perform, and then he went back into the hospital.
And then he passed out on stage, and they took him back to the hospital.
Oh, he was staying next to God, and God
caught him.
Yeah.
Jesus took the wheel, if you will.
God saved him.
God saves I spend.
Oh my God, Superboy. The gift that keeps on giving, honestly.
Sweet Jesus.
Okay.
So I was highly offended. Yes. One week, this little girl judge came on and was like, you're fat to God. And I was so offended, first of all. And I was like, how dare you? And then, like, spoiler, God makes it to the finale, and this girl comes back and she's like, oh my God, you lost weight. And I was like, girl.
Listen, he's in Element now. He's
fine. Okay, except we went into this real full of confidence. We were like, we know who wins. Right? We were like, I don't know why I'm even stressed out. We know who wins this. Our dumbasses. We did not know, because then the episode comes when freaking Bonus gets Cloak of Invisibility. I literally cried. I quite literally had tears, salt water coming out of my face.
Here's the thing about Bonus that I didn't know. Okay, I love Bankbo from Gen Y, but I especially love Bonus. And y'all, they gave 110% to that storyline in Gen Y because it's absolutely insane.
Oh, it's insane.
But you love it because you love them, because you're like, oh my God. And then you get to know Bonus as a human, and the boy gives 110%
everything he does. He truly, the confidence that this man has.
We now live our lives according to what would Bonus do.
Yeah.
Move aside God, because what would Bonus do?
Yeah, I don't want to live my life like God. I have other things. Yes. Yeah, there are other ways
Bonus.
that God affects my life, okay, but not I
All the
truly like
ways.
there are things that I'm doing because I said no to them first. And then the first thing that popped in my head was, well, Bonus would do it. And
And he would
I
do
am
it
now
with
doing it.
the full confidence of
I
everything he is.
watched Bonus and Superboy, and I had already like Bonus has such a cool energy. Like
Yeah.
he's very confident of who he is,
But like
without
not
cocky, and not he
The
doesn't make you
nicest boy.
feel like he's better than you
No.
or like you're less than in any way.
He's
and it
so
doesn't seem like
cool.
he's trying too hard. He
He's-
just very much is like,
He's one of those people that makes genuine eye contact with you, and you're like, I
and
love
he's
you.
just so confident in every move
Yeah.
he makes, and it is just so cool. And like I want to be more like Bonus.
I mean,
Truly.
so does Tora.
And so, yeah, which is so sweet. But you like until I watched Superboy, I was like, oh my God, he gives every week
killed it.
he gave 1,000,000%. And even when he wasn't the best, he looked like the best because he was
Mhm.
giving it his all. And he had that performance smile. Like
So good.
everything about him was so good. And we were not expecting it. And so when he got, we were like, our dumbasses were like,
How
we
dare.
know who wins. And then Thailand, the nation of Thailand, apparently, which is what they kept telling us, was like Bonus isn't good enough. We
How
were
dare.
distraught.
I was so upset. Bonus deserves anything and everything. And yes, he's an element now and he's fine.
He's fine.
But like, how dare.
But how dare? I'm still angry about this.
I think we should,
Anyways,
next time we interview Element, because that'll definitely happen again, we should wear black cloaks.
if we don't get a temporary restraining order filed against us.
Yes. We should wear black cloaks, but then burn them in front of them. Like,
That's a bit much.
Bonus would go 110%.
No, I think Bonus would be like, I guess I support you.
Always. He loves me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, anytime any of these boys got cloaked, it was a whole mess of tears.
Oh yeah, everyone was sobbing.
Okay, let's go to the finale.
So
the finale.
well, wait, before we get to the finale,
Okay.
mid-show, they break the boys that are left into Team A and Team B. And Team A and Team B produce music videos. And these music videos, they're special.
So special.
They're special. That's all I'll say. If you feel so inclined, you can type into YouTube Superboy Team A music video, Superboy Team B music video. My personal opinion, being objective,
Yes.
the Team A song is better. The song that I listen to unironically now is Team B's.
Amazing.
It's the one that's like, I am your boy.
Oh my gosh.
Oi, I'll be your choice. Oi. Like,
some of these songs really grow on you.
insane, but like I listen to that unironically now, and it's not because Gad's in it.
Sure.
I don't know why you would think that. How dare you? Okay.
The finale.
Oh my God. If you only watch one Superboy episode,
Yeah.
make it the finale, because listen, okay, the finale, the boys in the finale were God, Bang Tora, Bang Tanateep, Pawn, Junior, and Graphic.
Yes. They got
Here's
to pick
what
a
I'll-
partner.
Okay, yes. So
Break it down.
they got to each of the 6, because remember there were 5 winners. So one boy was going to get eliminated in the finale and the other 5 make it into the group.
Yes.
They each got to pick their song and create their own stage. So
Yeah.
that meant like they had a hand in their choreography, they had a hand in their styling, they picked their song, and they also got to pick a special guest. And that special guest could be anyone that they wanted to come on stage, not even necessarily perform with, but like come on stage. They got to, in some cases, even pick their backup dancers. Oh my God. Okay. Let's start with the first performer, who was Bang Tanateep. Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy. Oh my God.
Okay, so if you watch our Element interview, you find out that
He's a ballroom
Tanateep
dancer.
was a ballroom dancer, a competitive ballroom dancer. And of course, you got to lean into your strength.
And we find out in this finale performance that he primarily competed with his sister.
Adorable.
And so his sister
his Nong Sao.
his Nong Sao is on stage ballroom dancing with him. And oh my God, first of all, he's so good. He
Yeah.
like his voice on point, his dancing on point, his like
Yeah.
background graphic stuff on point. Also his little outfit, he's wearing this like blue suit with no shirt underneath the jacket. Oh my God,
Looks
Jesus.
amazing.
And like at one point he like does like a fireboy lift.
But the best part of it
Oh my God,
is that he picks Copter
he
to
picks
be his
Big
partner.
Boy Copter to be his special guest.
And they were truly a match made in heaven.
Oh, and so this is why
I do love the dynamic that they're fighting over his sister.
So this is why I gotta believe that Tana Teep and Copter did the OST for the moment since.
Yeah.
Because like we saw them in the finale. Like I watched the finale by myself and I was like screaming because I just wasn't expecting it to be that good.
It was so good.
Oh my God. So fast forward, blah blah blah. Bank Tora. Okay, here's what I'll say. I'm not a Delulu. Never been a Delulu.
So when they introduce who, like the person
next
that's
person
performing, the MC does this whole spiel. They like have this whole like, who did you pick? Why did explain to us why you picked this person? And then they reveal the person.
Right.
So he's like, this is a person that I've admired for so long.
And I've always wanted to work
always
with
wanted
them.
to perform with them. I really look up to them. And y'all, this is the origins of Bakebo.
Honestly, honestly, I am not a Delulu. I'm not a Delulu. I have never been a Delulu. I can only think of one other couple that I have ever had even like fleeting Delulu moments with. I swear to God, I watched this finale performance and I was like, I don't know, maybe they are dating. I fully in that moment, I was like, Bankbo real. I'm like, even though at this point I've already met them and I already fully in my heart of hearts know Bankbo not real.
Right.
I'm watching this finale and I'm like, Bankbo is real.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would die on this mountain. Bankbo is real.
He has a talent crush on him.
Oh, no. There's a moment in this finale where like, I was like, they need a kiss. And you know what? So did KO.
Yeah.
Because literally they finished this performance and KO goes, I'm going to give you guys a show now, kiss.
Although injustice for Bankbo, because they got the most insane, least amount of screen time in Gen Y, and then they had to share the lead in What Zabman. So give Bankbo a show by themselves already. They need
I don't even know.
They need like a moment. I need you a moment sense. Like, that would be so fun.
I truly just thinking about this finale performance. There's a part in this performance where they have to like, you know how in Tiki Taka Ta when
yes,
when Bank Tora and Buzz have that part where they're like gonna fight or whatever, there's a moment like that in this finale performance, but like instead of the way that Buzz and Bank the way that Buzz and Tora play it is they look like they want to bang. They're like pushing and they're like chest bumping. The way that
the
Bank
sexual
and
tension
Bonus
is overwhelming.
Play it, their faces get super close and they like touch noses. I swear to God, I'm not Delulu. But just thinking about this.
I mean, in Gen Y season 1, they like look at each other and you're like, you need to kiss already. But they don't even kiss in the first season.
And on top of that, Tora, so talented. And what's crazy about Tora is that his voice does not match his sweet little soft face. Not even a little bit. Like, he's a pretty savage rapper. Yeah. Like, his voice is so like deep and growly. My God.
Talent.
My God.
Stan element.
So then let's talk about God's finale.
I was gonna say, is that everybody except for God?
Everybody that's an element, yes.
Yes.
So now God. Sweet, sweet God. Here's what I'll say about God.
What will you say about God?
What have I not said about God already? In his finale performance, he played to his strengths. He's smart. He's conniving. This boy, evil genius. I'm telling you, he is conniving. He might look sweet. He is the devil. I'm telling you. He played this game and he played it hard. And he played it like a game.
I mean, he saw
Tongue and Jet.
Yeah, Tongue and
Jet. And he said, I'm going to take a page out of your book. Also, he played to his own strengths. He was like...
Do you think he watched Cuteboy Thailand? Or no, because
they were concurrently airing.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So
who do you think did it first?
fully was like, I'm going to play to my strengths. And he did a slow song that required very little choreo because he knew after the whole season of Cuteboy Thailand that for God, his voice was better suited for the slower songs. And singing and dancing live is super hard for anyone, much less a boy who's only been singing and dancing for 3 months, right? So like, because God doesn't really have like a background in singing and dancing. Like he did music and like sang and stuff, but not like professionally by any means. And like his only other really like competition experience was he was like in this star competition at his college. So he knew that, and he had backup dancers. Oh my God, they were wearing little K hats. I want one of these hats really so freaking bad. And he's in this like maroon crushed velvet suit with a black turtleneck.
So good.
I can see it in my brain. And he's singing this slow song, and like he's playing to his talents. And his special guest is his mom. He brings his mom onto stage.
Do you think he brought his mom onto stage because like she gave up her
like,
mode of transportation?
So then we get to, it's very cute. His mom is on stage. She's crying. You can tell he's trying not to cry. Dad is actually really sweet. He loves his mom a lot. Like there's a lot of like,
again, doing the bare minimum. Talk about doing the bare minimum.
I admit that I give God way too much credit for doing the bare minimum. Literally, the man bent at the waist for me, and I'm like, he's such a good person. So like, yeah, I admit that. But he loves his mom. He like calls her a lot and stuff.
I mean, she gave up her mode of transportation for him. So, do you think they bought her a car? Do you think Star Hunter bought her a car?
I don't know. So here's where we get to the judging.
Unanswered questions.
They're judging God. And they're like, they're evaluating him, and they're like, hey, we heard this story that your mom. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry talking about this.
His mom sold her scooter,
her motorbike,
so
that she could vote for God on Superboy.
So sweet.
And because like they're from like not Bangkok, and like
they're from Chiang Mai,
didn't have a lot of money.
She's super cool,
and she sold her motorbike, and literally everyone there's like, I will buy you a motorbike, Dad's mom. Everyone, every single judge. I hope that woman got 85 motorbikes after this. Like, and she's the sweetest. Like, she is so cute.
What would be really cute is if you find out that her like family had a delivery business. And like her livelihood depended on it, but she like gave it up. She walked to deliver
so that she could vote for God on Superboy. And I, upon hearing this news, cried. And I still sometimes think about this and cry. God also has like told a story. I'm gonna cry thinking about this one too. He's told a story on a vlog he did for Madan. Where he like has to like do his best things that day. Like everything he does that day has to be like his best thing.
Oh my God.
Is like the theme of this vlog. And he's like, these are my best shoes. And he shows them. And he says,
this is not a God podcast.
Yes,
I need you to wrap the story up quickly.
And he says, I know these shoes are kind of old and worn down, but they're my favorite. Dragon? But they're my favorite shoes.
What in the Big Dragon? Do you think Big Dragon got that whole scene? The shoes where 9 kisses Yai, and he's like, these are shoes I have had since high school.
Anyways, he's like, these shoes are kind of beat up and old, and I know they look old, but they're my best shoes. They're my favorite shoes that I have, because when I left Chiang Mai, or when my dad found out that I was going to come to Bangkok to be on this TV show talking about Superboy, he wanted me to have a nice pair of shoes. And so my dad bought me these, and they were brand new. And it was like this thing he bought me so that I could like come to Bangkok and like look cool and have something new and have something nice. And so in that moment, I also cried. And he's just such a...
Okay, so the winners of Superboy, back to the topic, were God, Bang Tora, Bang Tanateep, Pawn, and Junior. Sweet, sweet Graphic got kicked to the curb.
Poor Graphic.
But he still exists.
Yes. So to the amazing person that every time we talk about the show asks, where's Graphic? I have an answer for you. I looked this up. Graphic is currently signed to 131. Shout out Graphic. Go Graphic.
I want to know who's signed to 131 because there's so many people that we know that are signed to 131.
And he also is currently attending Bangkok University.
Cute.
So Graphic, he's out there. He's doing great. He's really cute. He's kind of chubby right now, which I think is adorable. He's no longer going to pass out on stage and have to go to the hospital. So 10 out of 10, Graphic.
Unfortunately, Superboy has disbanded.
It's true.
But now we have Element. Okay.
Oh.
Another show. And the last show we're going to talk about, Cuteboy Thailand.
Cuteboy Thailand. Unfortunately unsubbed.
The show of all shows that should ever exist. That ironically, interestingly enough, ran the same time as Superboy.
Yeah, so Superboy technically ran first. So like their first stuff came out in June. But the auditions didn't start airing until July. So the show didn't like officially start until July 2019.
Right.
And Cuteboy Thailand also started in July 2019.
There are so many BL boys in Cuteboy Thailand. But the, of course, winner of Cuteboy Thailand,
Sia.
Y'all, when we found this show doing our research for Sia, we didn't watch the show before we interviewed Sia. We like looked at clips. We
knew what it was vaguely.
Had an idea. And then we interviewed Sia and we were like, what was it like to be on Cuteboy Thailand? You're the cutest boy in Thailand.
We made a joke. We were like, what's it like to be the cutest boy in Thailand? And he was like, it was so really hard.
Which is really funny too, because when we talked to him, when we interviewed him while we were in Thailand, we were like, Sia, what's it like to be the cutest boy in Thailand again? And he's like, there's so much pressure from you guys.
Yeah, he basically told us that he feels pressure every day to be the cutest boy in Thailand for us.
I was like, you don't have to try anything.
You just exist and you're the cutest boy in Thailand.
You could murder puppies and I'd still think you're cute.
Yeah, I would. You know that thing where like your mom is like, would you jump off a bridge? Yes.
Yes.
I
would do anything. So
Sia won Cuteboy Thailand by pulling the same stunt that Gad did. So it makes sense that I love both of them endlessly.
The way
he brought his sweet mom on stage.
So cute. The way that this show was set up was that they competed each week and then were evaluated based on this like
matrix. Yeah, it was a matrix.
And so we made one when we interviewed. You need to go watch our Peace to Faye interview because
Mark Poom and Sia were both on Cuteboy Thailand, but first was not.
And we made them judge first based on
the
Matrix. And so the categories,
they took it very seriously too.
The categories were amazing. And what was interesting was because of the shape of this, the each corner kind of got drawn to like how good they were, and so you'd have one that was like really tiny. Not good. Okay, what were the categories? So the categories were
it was interesting because they were weird categories, right? Like it almost didn't make sense. So you had like gentleman was one, which was like a weird one. Like, what is that? How do you judge someone on gentleman? And then you had smart, and you had performance, and you had.
Wasn't manliness one of them? We should have
no, I think it was just gentleman.
All of these still have an IG page, and so you can go find.
Yes. We don't have the time to look it up right now. We'll post it. If you go watch our Peace to Faye interview, actually, we hold up the matrix and we read off every single category. But they were really weird categories. So yes, they all got judged each week based on these different categories, and then they were ranked, and the rankings changed each week. The very first week, Sia was at the top, which made tons of sense. But then the crazy thing is that he was a dark horse because the whole rest of the show, he's ranked pretty low.
Which means he's going to win.
But no, not really, because even I was watching the show and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Honestly, until we got to like elimination rounds.
Right.
So once we got to elimination rounds, then it started making sense because they did this like musical theater competition,
crazy.
and Sia freaking kills it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the winner. I was like, I get it now. I
He's
like fully
so
10 out of 10.
talented.
He is incredibly talented. But before we get to the elimination rounds, the main thing that they're working on is like being this like idol group, but it wasn't an idol competition, which is very confusing.
If you're watching War of Why, it felt a lot like Why Idol, but like a lot more people.
Yeah. So they end up making this song called
Risking Death
to Love You is the English version, is the English name.
Ugh,
Risking Death to Love You.
I would
And
risk
this song
death
is
to love you.
friggin' iconic. But while they're filming the music video, a showdown happens. So the director of the music video is like, okay, no, before we get into this, they're all rehearsing blah, blah, blah before they go to film the music video. And Mark Poom is killing it. Week after week, Mark Poom absolutely is like, he is leading his group to excellence. He is
excellent.
He dances better than all of the rest of them. Once he realizes that he's a rapper, because the first week he tries to sing and it's like clearly not for him.
Yeah.
And then once he like goes into like rapper Mark Poom, he like he's found his niche, and after that he kills it every single week. And so he's just like very much has risen to the top in this like idol part of the competition, and the judges notice this. And so when they go to shoot the music video for the song, the director decides that he's going to put Mark Poom in the back and not in the front.
How dare,
for God knows why. Presumably because he thinks Mark Poom isn't cute, to which I say, I will physically fight you, sir. Yes. And Chris. So y'all know Chris from Mama Go-Go.
Yes.
She's also been in a ton of other things.
Harang.
But she was the main judge. She was like the main MC. She gets in a heated argument with this man.
As she should.
It's all unsubbed. We have no idea what this woman is saying.
And no one will tell us.
And no one will tell us. We tried to ask Mark Poom.
We've talked to Mark Poom. We've talked to Sia. We've hinted at it.
We've asked, like, we have tried to find out what happened. And everyone is trying to keep it from us. So if you know what this fight was about,
we need to crowdfund getting Cuteboy Thailand subbed.
I need to know. Because it was wild.
Have you tried to put it through Capwing? Because...
No, but I did that to Baz's vlog, and it was like, remember, it was like Many the Ducks, thank you. Like, it doesn't really.
You can't figure out like context.
No,
fully lost in translation. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
so sad.
Or it was like Many Ducks for the chickens. Like it didn't you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one I mostly wanted to see what they were saying, because like there was like weird nudity that was happening, and I was like, what is going on? Anyways.
So they're having this argument about Mark Poom, which like obviously you should be having an argument about Mark Poom because he's so talented, and like they eventually they win, and Mark Poom is put at the front as he should be. Yes. This music video is on YouTube. Please go look up Cuteboy Thailand, Risking Death to Love You.
Well, you can't type in Risking Death to Love You because it doesn't come up. You can type in
Cuteboy Thailand.
But just type in Cuteboy Thailand.
Okay, so The Matrix, alpha male. That was the one I was thinking. Smart, entertain, sport, and gentleman.
Yes.
I love Mark Poom was at the very bottom week 1, and by week 3 he was at the very top.
Yeah, because he started killing it. So anyways, the final 4, we go through knockout rounds. Sia's killing it. It becomes very obvious who's gonna win. And our final 4 end up being Sia, Mark Poom, Art, and Crit.
Yes.
Now you all will get to know Crit and La Pluie, which we're very excited about.
Excited.
With Sia and P, who was also in Cuteboy Thailand.
And Kong
was also in Cuteboy Thailand, is also going to be in La Pluie.
All the Cuteboy Thailand boys.
And then P, who was in lots of things, was also in Cuteboy Thailand. And Corn of like Gun Corn of War of Why, also in Cuteboy Thailand. Those are all of the BL boys.
Build,
right? Yeah, Kim Porsche Build.
Yes,
Kim Porsche Build. So we get to the finale, the final 4. Mark Poom performs first.
Mark Poom.
Oh my God, Mark Poom!
I've had a full Mark Poom awakening since War of Why, and let me tell you, that red tracksuit.
I mean, really before that, because
I mean the red tracksuit, like I got it, I understood, but like. No,
it wasn't even the red tracksuit for me. It was like the all-around performance of it. I was like,
incredible.
Oh my God, Mark Poom! And just the more that I watched that show, the more I fell in love with Mark Poom. Truly,
just go watch
because I've watched Cuteboy Thailand probably 5 or 6 times all the way through. I watch Cuteboy Thailand a lot. Like, that's like a comfort watch for me.
I love that.
I go back and watch it.
Even though you have no clue.
I have no idea what's happening, but I love it.
I mean, because you get to see Sia and Mark Poom's faces on your screen the whole time.
Yes. So Mark Poom performs Treasure, and he absolutely
Bruno
kills
Mars
it.
Treasure.
And
in a full red tracksuit.
Yes. And then I don't remember what R did. And then not Graphic. I don't know why I want to call him Graphic. Crit's was so cute. He actually, I think, had the best styling of the final four. He had this like bright pink suit. It was, his performance was really cool. He is super talented. I enjoy him a lot. Sia, sweet Sia. Sia not only sings with his mom in the finale, but also Build comes on stage and plays saxophone for him.
I mean,
it's pretty amazing. It's pretty outstanding. And then he of course wins.
Doesn't have his mom come on stage. He goes out into the audience.
Oh, right. He goes and sings with her.
She has a microphone.
Yes.
And they do a duet. And it's like everyone's sobbing.
Everyone's
and
crying.
You're like, this is incredible.
It's perfect. No one's ever been more perfect than Sia in that moment.
It's the sweetest. Sia is perfect.
And then he wins. And everyone's so happy and excited for him. And I honestly, like, the first time I watched him win, I don't know why, but I was like nervous about it as though I didn't know what was going to happen on the show.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Cuteboy Thailand is really, really iconic. And I can't believe it's not subbed yet.
But he still owes Mark Poom 30,000 baht.
Oh, yes. Go watch our Piece to Faye interview if you want to know the context for that one.
I mean, Cuteboy Thailand is the gift that keeps on giving because we keep discovering BL boys that have been in Cuteboy Thailand.
Or they then become a BL boy.
Right. There's so many of these variety shows, especially the older ones that BL boys show up in, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, especially the dating variety shows. And there's even a singing dating variety show that BL boys are all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a competition show. It's a dating show.
The one that Tay was on, but the person he was supposed to be with got COVID. And so it was like he was matched up with a boy because of for some reason. And they were like, oh, I just have to hang out with
honestly
Tay.
Yes, if y'all want an episode about Thai dating shows, please let us know, because the only reason we did this episode is because y'all said you wanted it, so we were like, all right, any excuse to talk about Gad and
Sia and Mark Poom and Bonus
and Big Tanateep.
I mean, we listen to the people.
Yes.
What would Bonus do?
So that is our wrap up on what we believe to be the most iconic Thai idol singing shows. If there's another one that you've watched that you like, please let us know, because we love an idol show. We love a competition show.
There's so much content on YouTube. As you're researching your favorite BL boy, you just know that YouTube is an endless fountain of old content. Yes. Because a lot of these boys also have done like these like mall fashion shows or like
so many fashion shows,
competitions. There was one boy that we did research on, and he ended up having to do some type of speech at a mall in English. Like he did a presentation. Who was that?
Benz.
Oh,
Pooh Benz.
Oh, right. We were like, what is this? So good.
Yeah.
I mean, the mall culture.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. But what's really cool about all of these is they do tend to be like a filter for BLs. So like, for example, Superboy especially, essentially that group got paired off and got BLs. So like Gad and Junior were a pairing and they got Bad Romance.
Yeah.
Or Bad Roommate.
Bad Roommate.
It
was also a Bad Romance.
Yeah. Bad Roommate.
It was a TikTok show.
It was a good show. It was cute. Sure. It was fine. They actually did incredible ship work. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Shockingly, Gad and
in the back of a car
had fit. Not just that, like they have a lot of ship work. I think that's just the only one you've seen.
Yeah.
They have like a lot of very, very good ship work.
That's so funny.
Who would have thought? I mean, I would have thought God Baz. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
That's all I will say.
And then Bank Pond came out of that.
Bank Pond came out of that. And then Bank Bo came out of that. Yeah. And then Jet, who ended up staying with Star Hunter, ultimately Jet Jame.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these, and then of course, like with Cuteboy Thailand, with like Sia and Korn and Mark Poom and right, like all of the Build. Yeah, so that's what's fascinating about these shows is it's like a fun place to see BL boys.
Yeah.
Before, after, and like instead of and in other contexts than BLs, which is really
Right.
cool and fun.
Which is why I'm surprised that nobody in Project Alpha has like dabbled.
Well, they're all babies.
True,
They're
true.
all like teens,
Yeah.
like young.
I think actually one of the boys that's in I Long Nai is in Project Alpha. The first boy that we talked to, the tall one, I think his name is like Nada something or other.
I don't know because I looked at all of them.
So I remember looking this up. He's in some competition show.
Well, I mean, Ping was a phonologue trainee.
Yeah. But yeah,
with Atlas.
Go watch these variety shows / competition shows / all the things.
Oh yeah, that boy.
Yes, I was like, I feel like there's one of them, but we haven't seen him on
Fluke
the show yet. Luke. Right? We haven't seen him on the show yet. He just made an appearance.
Yeah,
we just got.
We're just getting introduced to him on I Long Nai.
Yes. If you have any other suggestions, anything you're curious about that you want us to extensive research / just tell you how much content we've consumed.
and we'll try and lead you to the content.
Yes.
For all of these shows, I will put a link to where you can find like EP1 and then let you go down the rabbit hole yourself.
It is a rabbit hole that you will fully enjoy.
I highly recommend Superboy. It's psychotic.
And
I also highly recommend To Be Number One Idol because it's psychotic. Those are my 2 recommendations for you.
I mean, any drug prevention program makes sense.
It's just good old fashioned entertainment.
They're figuring out how to be number one.
I mean, listen, if Counta told me not to do drugs, I definitely would not do drugs. So like, it's fine.
Although he might have done a little drugs to play long.
No, he's just that good of an actor.
He is that good of an actor. This has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.